Good morning, my friends. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I am here with the bottom tray of my can of worms. And the last time I emptied this was April 1st, and today is May 20th. So, it's been 40 days. So 40 days and 40 nights sounds biblical, but it's not meant to be. And I wanted to see if I could set up the tripod here and see if I could give you guys a better view of what I'm doing. And that is that I take this out just a little at a time. The worms have been out. This has been out for a good hour. And I mean, look at those castings. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't see any cocoons in anything, so I think I'm good to go on this. And I just scrape off just a little at a time. And I have my coffee can here that I put my stuff in. And so it makes it a nice little, I check each handful to see if I have any worms in it. And I just kind of go around and make it an early morning, hopefully before the heat hits here in Central Florida. It's just a very methodical little thing. I know there's worms down there. I know there's plenty of them. I just make my way around it each time, checking everybody. And usually I can get a good canful of worms, canful of castings, doing it this way before I hit anybody. And it's not really dried out, but it's just that, almost like a wet cake consistency. This is the bottom tray. I noticed in the bottom bin that there were loads of worms. They always seem to congregate at the bottom, no matter what I do. So I've been doing this since July of 2009. So almost 13 years. I've had good luck with doing it. Never seem to have had a problem. This is such a wonderful thing. The only thing that I've changed is I started to keep this bin a little bit drier. And I'm trying to keep the mite population down this way. It seems to be helping. It's not totally, thought I saw somebody there. Nope. It's not totally eradicating the mites. You are seeing little white specks. That's eggshell. I'm just starting to see a few little tips, little worm butts here and there. Is that? Oh no, that's just a paper. Okay. And every once in a while, you'll just see, like a little piece of paper. It's the bottom bin. That might be a fiber of banana. I do take my banana peels and chop them, and even the top of it where the stem meets the plant, I try to chop that so that I'm not getting it, so that it breaks down much better. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm still seeing a little bit of eggshell. I give eggshell quite regularly going to if I'm going to put in any food. And so anyway, I started telling you that I'm keeping it a little bit drier. Not only am I in the mornings, a lot of the times I come out of it's in my kitchen. You know, I've told you guys that, and so it's kept in my house. And this stays at almost a constant temperature year round, about 78 to 80. It might, during the winter, it might get down to maybe 68, 65 maybe. It was about as cold as we allow it to get in our house. And I'm not sure what that is, Celsius, sorry, but probably somewhere in about the teens. See all those nice eggshells. Anyway, it stays indoors. Now see, there's some worms. Okay, and all I'm going to do with those is I'm going to put them on my little tray here so that I can eventually just add them back into the top. Come on, little guy. There you go. See that little, there's that little yellow tail. So now we're starting to get down to worms. And because I'm getting down to worms, I figure there's probably maybe a cocoon or two that I'm not seeing. So anyway, keeping it drier. I used to add liquids into it. And when I first bought this, I was told that about once a week you should add a few, a quart of water into it, as the gal at where I bought it said, you want to wash off their little faces every now and then, and of course worms do breathe through their skin. They urinate through, they perspire through their skin, and that's their urination. And so that is, when that comes down the tube, it's considered leachate. And that leachate can be added back into your soil or to water your plants. And there seems to be some controversy on that. Some people say, "Oh no, you don't want to add that. I mean, that's leachate." Kind of like saying that's dirt. And oh, look at that. There's an avocado shell that's just now breaking apart. And there's a nice little worm. And I'll pull out a few more little pieces of stuff that you can see I've really only gotten down to about maybe a ½ inch overall. And the first, there's some more, that's banana. Interesting that it just takes forever to break down. And a worm. Banana and a worm. Doesn't sound like a great dish. So now I started to avoid giving it all the extra liquid. And as a matter of fact, in the 40 days since I did this the last time, I believe I only added water once. And it was, like 4 or 5 cups of water to the top of this 3-layered system. And in those 40 days, then all I've gotten back is about that same amount, 3-4 cups that has drained from the bottom of this whole 3-layer system. which I thought was very interesting. And I have to tell you that that liquid was really, it was almost thick. Um, the use of leachate, you can, as I understand it, I still don't see any cocoons, but as I understand it, you can use it to water your plants, but use it at a diluted amount. You could, I think, I don't think it would burn your plants or anything like that, but why waste it? It's like if a tablespoon of shampoo would wash somebody's hair a couple times, why use a cup of it? Use what you need. So with leachate, as with the worm tea, you can dilute it to about 1/10 of its strength, and not sure what that was. And it would be great for your plants. But now I've gotten into making worm tea with my little pump and aerator, and I think that's great. I was just using that on my garden yesterday, and what a pleasure to have this. The tea comes out, once it's strained, it comes out and I can actually use it in my sprayer. And if you want to do a foliar spray, you can do that. There's more of that avocado. So anyway, I don't want to make this first part too long for you. I just want you to see this wonderful product that I'm getting off of my worms, and how simple it is. I could, of course, run it through some sort of a sieve, let it dry out and do all that sort of thing, and probably make this a much easier venture. But let me just wipe my hands here and show you that in those last 10 minutes that I've gotten a whole large, this is a almost 2 1/4 pound thing, and it probably feels like it's about 3-4 pounds of it. I could weigh this, but anyway, these things are great if you get coffee. Don't throw them away, they're marvelous. But that's all I'm going to show you for right now, because what will happen is, as I get further and further and further down, I'm going to be hitting more and more worms, and I'm going to probably just take this whole thing and then put that into the next one. And the next one is right over, let me just pull off this off my, let me slide you off here. Oops, sorry. And there's the one that was in the middle. So if I take this one, this bottom layer, and I add it to this layer, this will now become the bottom layer, and I can go ahead and wash this one out as I do. This will become the middle layer, which is the food that we've just been putting on, and then this one, which will be empty and clean, will become the top layer, and we'll start the whole process all over again. But I'll bring you back whenever I've made some progress on the whole thing. So take care, everybody, and I hope you will subscribe and ring the bell and come back and see me for part 2. Take care. Bye-bye.